Some entrepreneurs make hires thinking after 30 days of training that the new hire is ready to handle the world and will never need help again. The truth is, you constantly need to have calls with your team to train them and keep them on track. Think of it like going to the gym. If you just stop, you lose all the prior progress that you've made. In my case, I have a team of 70, so I have managers who manage my teams. But when it comes to having a small team between 1 to 2 employees, such as a setter and a coach, they constantly need guidance and accountability from the owner themselves. Because without a manager managing the team, you are the manager. And a lot of people forget that, especially CEOs. The rest of our time was meant to be spent on money-making activities. Now, you're probably wondering, what are money-making activities, or what are the best? It's a great question. Answer to that depends on where you're at in your business. So in Heather's case, this was her helping her setter dial more of the leads in her system and setting sales calls. Her setter was already completely maxed out, and based on the data Heather had, the more they called, the more people they set for sales calls. So here's some of that data. For every 1,000 dials, they would get 200 pickups. So anything above 10% is phenomenal, by the way. They would set 20% of those calls. Anything, again, above 10% is phenomenal. And Heather would close 10% of those sets. That might actually be a low number as well. That's the number that I went off recently with her. But keep in mind, if it's anything above that, it's extra gravy on top. So in short, they would set 40 and they'd close at least 4. And they would be doing hundreds of dials a day. Usually in a day, you can do about 200 to 300 dials, depending on how many pickups. So the bottleneck was that they were getting way more leads than her setter could possibly call in a day. And remember that Heather was driving a ton of leads already from running ads and her organic TikTok. So I told Heather that instead of making 4 hours of content a day and coaching clients, that she needed to bring in a coach ASAP to offload any client fulfillment and start setting as many calls as she could with her setter to fill up her calendar. In 1 week of being back with us and taking my advice, she went from 5 sales calls per week to 25 sales calls per week. So it's 20 a month to over 100. That's a 5x return. And you guys can see right here, let me go ahead and blow this up, that she went from 5 more calls a day to 25. So that was how her calendar looked to this. And that's perfect. Keep in mind, she's a mom. She's picking up kids. You guys can see that. This is not just a solopreneur who has nothing else to do. She's very busy and she has a very demanding schedule. So what's incredible is what you can get done when you simply focus on the right things. If you're not where you want to be financially, it may not be because you don't know how to work hard. It may be that you just don't know where you should be focusing. The second largest problem that ties into time management is that Heather was not using the CRM properly. So sure, she was collecting emails, but she wasn't sending any follow-up emails or text messages. All the leads that came in were just sitting on her list without any type of follow-up pushing them to a call. I have no idea why she was collecting emails without having proper follow-up in place, but this is crucial to having a successful business. Having a proper follow-up, or buy or die sequence is what I like to call it, in place is an absolute must to pushing new revenue in every single month. And it should look something like this. I'm going to show you guys right below down here. This reminded me of back when I was doing about 300K a month, and I literally had Google Docs, Sheets, Notes, Zoom, videos all over the place. It was a zoo. And thank God I hired my current COO who took me from the dark ages to the Renaissance. And to speed up that process, we also have what we call our Russian Ninja, or KGB, Lisa. She's our Elite360.io expert and helps out with all of our backend automations of tech every time we have a new email sequence, text setup, or anything in between. If you don't already know, Elite360 is our proprietary software that helps business owners make money in their sleep. So following up with leads can be super complex, and it can look like this. And this is a little bit of our follow-up process, you guys can see. It's pretty robust and a lot of different places they can go. And although it is scary looking, it's 100% necessary to scale a company properly, because one of the biggest things that's made me successful, and Heather for that matter, and my clients, is by relentless follow-up with leads via texting, dialing, emails, voicemails, DMs, retargeting ads, lead magnets, Facebook groups, live events, and more.